answering your questions. So if you sent me a question or asked me a question, hopefully I got the answer. Stay tuned. One, two, three, four. Hi everyone, it's Stephanie with Three Queens Resale, and if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. And if you are a reseller bestie, thanks for coming back. It does mean a lot to me as I work on building my community here on YouTube, our community here on YouTube of people who just want to resell stuff and make some money. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and want to know more about being a reseller, follow me on my reseller journey. Be sure to subscribe. So today's video are some questions that people have asked me. Last month in September, I had the privilege of speaking at one of the breakout sessions at Poshfest, and so many of you came up and introduced yourselves to me. You gave me your cards. I have a stack of them here, and I gave you guys my cards, and you have reached out to me with questions. And I did say if you had any questions, reach out to me, and you guys have, and I do appreciate it. I am by no means an authority on anything, period. Not even myself. I change my mind like 50 billion times a day. So, and I might have a tad bit of ADHD. But I have been reselling for 4 years. And previous to that, I was a middle school teacher. So I'm pretty good at managing things and making decisions on the fly and doing stuff. So I am just going to share with you how I do things, why I do things, and like I said, I am not the authority. You can be like, oh, that's so stupid, Stephanie. And I'll be like, oh, okay. But this is what I do and how I run my small business. I am full time. And so is my husband. We are Three Queens Resell together. And so this is kind of how things roll. So the first question I got is on cases and what do I do when a case is opened against me on Poshmark? And I've talked about this a lot, and I will continue to talk about it. So when I have a case opened against me on any platform, eBay's a little different, and I'll explain why. But on the other platforms, predominantly Poshmark. Um, Nothing. If people want to send items back, they're not happy with it. It's not what they thought. I don't have the mental energy. I don't want to use the mental energy to go back and forth in the comments. It's not costing me anything if they send it back on Poshmark. Poshmark is going to send it back to me for free, and I'm going to relist it and sell it again. If in fact it is flawed or damaged, as they say it is, 99% of the time on Poshmark, it just doesn't fit and they want their money back. But since Poshmark doesn't do refunds for fit, people make up other stories. Whatever. I don't have the energy. So, like I said, I taught middle school for 23 years, and one of the things that you learn to do is manage your energy and put systems in place so that you don't deal with shit that is going to drain your energy and waste your time and suck the spirit out of your soul. And are one of them, particularly on Poshmark. It gains you nothing. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Some people are gonna fight, they gotta win. And if that's how your spirit works, you roll with that. I'm not saying one way is different or better than the other. This is just what I do. If I even respond at all, it's, oh, send it back. Poshmark can issue a refund, and I move on with my life. I get the item back, we relist it, and we move on. Um, you know, Sometimes I don't get a lot of cases open, but they seem to come in batches. One week I had 3 cases open, and I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. And so when I read the cases, one of them was at Chico's, and my husband has just recently started doing listings. So he put Chico's size 3. Now, the person buying the Chico's item, in my opinion, should have known like what a Chico's size 3 is if you're like buying that brand, but maybe they didn't, and we should have been more specific. Of course, it was not a size 3. It's like a 2X, an XL. It's super big. It's not little. So it was not the right fit for them. And so even though we have measurements in the listing, but I digress. Send it back. You're not happy with it, just send it back. So how I deal with cases is I don't. And I save my energy. 2, closet clear out. So several people ask me with the closet clear out, like the price, they keep dropping the price every time there's a closet clear out. And then the price gets so low that it's at a point that they're not willing to do. And so here's how I do closet clear out. And I suggest you come up with a system that works for you. So first of all, I price high to begin with. I price my items about 20 to 25% higher than I really am expecting. So therefore, I've got 2 closet clear outs kind of built in, minus like the shipping discount. So when I look at my stats in my closet, most of my things are sold through offers to likers. So I've got to build in that shipping discount and that extra percent that I'm going to offer in at the start when I list it. So from the very beginning, when you list the item, list a little higher than you're expecting. I think that is a rookie mistake for new resellers. You look at the sold comps, but trust me, those sold comps were probably from an offer. So you've got to build in your offer so that you get to that. So tip 1, start higher. Tip 2, don't do every closet clear out. Decide, they usually run on Fridays and Sundays. I do the Sunday one, and sometimes I only do things that have 3 or more likes. Sometimes I only do things that are over $50. Sometimes I don't do everything. Now we have over 2,000 items listed, so we can play around with it. If I only send offers to likers to things that are over $50, that could still be like 600 offers. So you look at your closet and decide how you want to do it. So I don't do the whole closet. I don't do every closet clear out. I kind of just, I don't want to say I have a system. I mean, I have done probably once a month. I do everything that has 1 like, but I don't do it every time. So also to combat that, I use Poshfest VA to delist and relist 45 items a day. And when they relist the items, they relist them at 20% higher than the current price. So those items get fresh eyes on them, they get relisted, and they go back up to the original price that they were, so that they don't get dropped down to levels. I mean, do items slip through? Yes, they do. But for the most part, with that delisting and relisting process, I still get it. Most of them are in a place that I'm happy with. So if you don't have Poshfest VA, you can delist and relist anytime you want. Using the copy listing feature in Poshmark doesn't make it brand new again. So I would not use that. I would copy the photos if you don't have it, copy the listing into your notes section, delete the listing, actually delete it, and then start a brand new from scratch listing, and then it'll be brand new again, and you can set any price you want. Does it take work? Yes. So like I said, manage your energy, create a system of how you want to do it. Maybe when items get to $20 is the lowest you want to have anything listed in your closet. If that's what you want to do, when they get to that point, then you delist and relist. But come up with a system that works for your business model. Sourcing. I can do so many videos on sourcing, and I get so many questions on sourcing, and sourcing can be sourcing is like the backbone of your business. It's the backbone of what we do. We need to find the things to flip. So my suggestions, just general suggestions on sourcing. If you are a new reseller, don't go out and buy tons of stuff. You know, I have people come over to my house down in the basement, and I'll link the tour. I don't know if I've done the tour. Yeah, I do have a video of the tour. I'll link it up above. We have a lot of space, and we have a lot of things, and we have a lot of things going on down there for two people. Like, we are by no means a warehouse. You know, I'm not an influencer. I don't have 50 trillion followers. I'm not selling classes. I'm just a girl and her guy trying to hash it out and pay our bills. But so we cannot afford to um, take on too many things. Like, I don't take on more than we can chew. So here's how we get affordable inventory. One, the bins. If you are not sourcing at the bins, if you are scared of the bins, if you think there's only trash at the bins, you got to get to the bins. And, you know, I don't want to gatekeep the bins because the bins are the bomb. Um, but I know the more people who go, the Goodwill outlet is going to continue to raise their prices. But it's still, for this line of work, the best place to start. Um, do you have to do some work? Yes, it's called a job for a reason. So you are going to have to do some work. But sourcing at the bins, after you've exhausted all your own personal things, sourcing at the bins is the next best option, in my opinion, because our Goodwills here have lost their mind. Um, Also, we source through consignment. What that means is we consign for other people. Now, you need to be perfectly clear when consigning for other people that they are going to get their cut after the fees. And their cut is, it cannot be 50-50. I do work with a tax professional. I am not a tax professional. I am not a tax professional. So when my tax professional told me it can't be a 50-50 split because you are going to pay the taxes on the whole amount, I was like, oh, okay. So she recommended 70-30. I thought that was a little unfair, so I do 60-40. So it is a 60-40 split after fees. Some consignees get really confused about that. I think you need to make it very clear, because what that process comes with is that your item is going to be steamed, it's going to be photographed, it's going to be listed on our 6 platforms, and it's going to be held in inventory. And then when it sells, it is going to be shipped out and packaged and shipped out, and you don't have to do anything. All you do is drop it off on my porch. So if somehow you think you deserve 50-50 out of that, then I'm not the person to consign with. So we're growing that. We've gotten a lot of things from friends and family members. We have regular friends and family members that just donate. Like, they don't donate to the Goodwill anymore. They just give it to us. And so that is really the backbone of our sourcing. How to source, what to list for. Watch my haul videos, friends. I'll add more tips in my haul videos about those things, because really I'm learning brands every day, and I watch haul videos all the time too, to learn from other resellers. So, and that's how I learned brands, 4 years of watching haul videos. So I could say a lot about sourcing, but I will say it's okay to have a money pile, a security pile, a death pile, whatever you want to call it, but I wouldn't make it more than a week's worth of stuff. If what your pile is would take you more than a week to get through at whatever rate you list at, it's too much and it's being wasteful, um, in my opinion. So, like, I don't want to hold and have things like laying around. That's why as much as I wanted to go to the bins today, I'm like, nope, we have too much in here that we have to get listed. So that's our focus. If you're outsourcing, you're not listing. And if you're not listing, you're not selling things. So be sure to remember that. My thoughts on live shows. mind blown. So I am on Whatnot. Um, I have not been successful on Whatnot. Um, I have lots of followers. I think I have like close to 600 followers on Whatnot, but I have never gained the traction that a lot of the big time resellers have um, over there. I don't know why, because I'm so delightful. I am. I'm delightful. I am very school teacherish, I think. When I look at other people's auctions, I'm not like playing and joking and stuff all the time. Um, but I did stand before a class for 23 years, and I had a lot to do in an hour, so I tried to stay focused. And I don't want to I think there's a fine line between entertaining and wasting people's time. A lot of people just want to see the clothes. That's how I am. I'm in and out of a lot of auctions. And if you go more than like 2 minutes without running an auction, you've lost me. Yeah, I can type numbers in the chat, but I kind of just want you to do your thing and see what you got. Um, I try to make my auctions under an hour and have no more than 60 items. So that way I'm kind of just like um, getting through things. And then at the end, if people want to like kiki and chat and, catch up in the chat, like and ask questions along the way, I like that, but I don't want to stop the shopping experience for other people. Live shows are a thing of our future. If you're going to be a reseller, um, I feel like in the near future you'll have to become comfortable with that platform at some degree eventually. It might take 5-10 years before it really like but I think like live shows, um they're already big in other parts of the world, and I just think like that serotonin boost that people get, both buyer and seller, like we're all going to become addicted to it, so just get used to it. I have my first Posh Live on Tuesday the 25th, and I'm taking a completely different approach to Posh Live as I am to Whatnot. Posh Live, I am going to be auctioning off some of my higher end things because they go for higher on Poshmark than they do for Whatnot. So whereas on Whatnot you have a lot of the $1 and $2 starts, that I don't think I'm going to start anything less than $15 on Poshmark. Um, so I think it's a different vibe, a different audience. I do have over 100,000 followers on Poshmark, so I'm expecting to do better at that. And quite frankly, since we already list over there, it is easier. That will be an easier platform. So if live selling takes off for me over on Poshmark, I'll probably just continue Whatnot and just do multiple shows a week on the Poshmark, because the items are already listed there, and you just like click, 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 and then it has all the settings and stuff. And we already sell on Poshmark. That is our biggest platform. It is my favorite platform. So that is the energy that where I want to put my energy. And then the last thing that people want to talk about are the Poshmark changes. So, as far as the stock thing, I did not buy into that. I was offered that. I just didn't know much about it at the time, and just didn't want to do it. So I didn't do it. Since then, I do have a pretty extensive stock portfolio. Since my father passed away. And once again, I am learning. So, what I have learned is that companies cannot announce big changes like that would affect the price of their stock before it actually goes public. So, those of you who were like, they should have said something, they should have told us, that's against the law. It's called insider trading. So, that my guess is that's why they didn't do it. But also, I think like as a shareholder, you have to discuss or like put up to a vote um, things like do things in the best interest of your shareholders. So I don't know if selling out at the price that they did was in the best interest of the shareholder, but I do think that it eventually will be in the best interest of Poshmark, because now they're not so focused on reporting to shareholders. It's gone back private, so they can do things that kind of enhance the seller experience on there and help us all be profitable. Hence, rolling out Posh shows, changing the algorithm back. So I think we'll see. It remains to be seen, but I'm pretty happy with the changes in Poshmark. Um, I know Poshmark has its haters, just like everything. I'm an eBay hater, but I still use it because I make money over there. Um, but you have to take the good with the bad with everything, and I'm willing to kind of just wait and see. Why ride the wave? Um, but if it's one of those things where you don't make money over there and you think it's a waste of your time, you don't like it, then don't do it. So those are some of the just general ideas on questions that people have asked me about. If you want me to answer a question, make sure you leave it in the comments. I'll probably do like a video like this every couple of weeks. I am going to start a virtual Posh and Sip. So if you are interested in participating in my virtual Posh and Sip, I have a Google link below. And if you fill out the form, you will be included in our little mailing list and invited to our first virtual Posh and Sip. More like just like resellers chat. So you don't have to be involved with Poshmark, but if you're a reseller and you're interested in just talking about your small business and getting tips, and building community, we would love to have you be a part of that. So definitely click on that link and fill out your info. I'm trying to get do one once a month. So with our first one being in November. So super excited about that. Of course, all free. I don't charge for any information. I'm a teacher. But I'm not a reseller or teacher. We're all going to learn together, and we're going to all learn from each other. We're all in different stages of our journey, so I'm sure there's lots of veterans that are will join in and kind of offer support and give advice. And of course, I learn from all of you as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I answered some questions or gave you some things to think about. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.